I studied Chinese a long time ago when I lived a little bit in Taiwan and Singapore before I moved to Beijing in the early 90s. So when I moved there, actually, I was working as a project manager doing market intelligence for a Scandinavian company. And once I was asked by the general manager to study the market and set up three profit centers. So this company was selling drilling and transportation equipments for mines, for civil engineering projects. And we are selling to ministries and local engineering bureau under the umbrella of ministries, so kind of dealing with state-owned companies. So I decided to, I traveled to like half part of China, on the west, because actually our clients were in remote areas. And finally, I decided to set up offices in three cities. One is Chengdu in Sichuan, capital of Sichuan province. The other one was Wuhan in Hubei province, and the last one was in Xi'an, because I saw it was the best location, in terms of how to find local talents, how to set up and operate a company. So I traveled quite a lot during prior to establishing these offices alone, and with cash on my pocket, to sort of start a bit registration purposes, or renting premises, and buying the usual required equipment for operating an office. And so I was like learning the ropes when I start dealing with the local authorities. First, because these places are, well, it was like early to mid 90s, and these places were not so open up yet. I mean, the big cities on the coastline like Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and some other one were quite okay. But these places, you had hardly foreign companies. So most of the time when I was meeting with officials, first I was quite young, so they were surprised and could speak Chinese, and they showed a certain level of interest in why this young foreigner is coming here to to build up business. And I was also quite self-confident, so I knew I could do it. It was a challenge, and I loved it, and it was a very interesting experience. And as a consequence of let's say meeting with these people, I was even invited to speak in Chengdu in front of the vice governor, and I met the vice governor, and I even had my picture on the investment guide for Sichuan in the mid 90s. It was kind of funny, and I really learned a lot through that experience, because it was difficult. It was a China I didn't know, and it taught me to be patient, to develop lots of personal connections, and it was important for me to understand that in order to succeed, you have to develop personal connection, and especially connection with the local bureaucracy. I brought some gifts, I spent a lot of time, and to set up a company at that time, you have all the regulations were in Chinese, so I had to translate everything to report to the headquarters in Northern Europe. I was so happy I could speak and read and write Chinese, especially reading Chinese, to be able to do it. Otherwise, there would have been no way for me to be able to succeed in that challenge. And it was interesting because you had lots of internal regulation, they call Neibu, in Chinese. And so some people one day say to you something, and the other day it's a different thing. And if you ask why, do you have any supporting documents? And you say no, it's confidential. It's not open to outsiders. So you really had to sort of trust them. But actually, nothing untoward happened. So it was a very interesting experience. And as a conclusion to that experience, is really if you're in China, it's valid to some other countries, but it's even more important in China. Act like a Chinese. Adapt yourself and follow the rules, even if they are not written on the wall. but you have to learn by doing and learn by exchanging with people.